They make a difference to a young man, Orlando Rivera, that had to put his dream on hold, and yet he was able to avail himself of a scholarship and make that dream a reality. And those are stories, Mr. President, of people not only that support you, that are going to continue to support you, and I stand ready to support you as well.
Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you. Please.
Mr. President, Lord Seguirre, founder of Redes America Academic Enterprise, not only are we thankful for your leadership with the Hispanic community that you impacted in such an amazing way the last few years, but the Hispanic faith leadership also surrounds you and not only believes in you, but will deliver for you your re-election, because we understand that you are the beacon of hope for the Hispanic community. We will rebuild America with you, and we will make America great again. As you did for our community, we will be there at your side to do the same for you.
That's very nice. Thank you very much. We're very proud of the Hispanic community. Steve, please.
Mr. President, I'm Steve Cortez, and I am your cable news TV warrior. And my father immigrated to this country legally from Colombia, and I hope that he's looking down from heaven and very proud that I'm sitting at the table with the President of the United States. Regarding Hispanics, I think school choice is a critical issue. You've spoken a lot about it lately, that it's the civil rights issue of our time. I think that's particularly true for the Hispanic community. Too many Hispanic children today are trapped in substandard or failing government schools. We need to empower their families, empower those parents with educational choice so that they can go to schools that will serve them well. Many of them Catholic and evangelical schools. I think this is a winning issue for the country, a winning issue for you politically as well with the Hispanic community.
Thank you very much, Steve. Great job you're doing, too. Dan, yes.
Well, Mr. President, thank you so much for this opportunity to dialogue with you on the priority issues for Latinos. Daniel Garza, president of the Libre Initiative, son of migrant farm workers who came from a small township called Garza Gonzalez, Nuevo León, Mexico. My parents came to America because they saw it as the promised land, and it was here where they achieved the American dream. We were very motivated when you set the tone early in your administration, when you lessened the tax burden on Latino individuals and businesses. It's so important for Latinos to prosper in America, to have a prosperous America. And it's important to have a prosperous America, to have a prosperous Latino community. We're interdependent. And we want to see a continued activity of deregulation that we've seen, especially in the area of healthcare through telemedicine, where a doctor doesn't have to be in the same room with the patient. We've seen that during the COVID era, and we want to continue that down the road. Also, Mr. President, I want to remind you of a phone call that we had not that long ago, about a month ago, on the state bailouts. Those debts that preceded the COVID era should not be considered. We have to consider our financial health, fiscal health in America, and make sure that we lessen the debt that we have that are passing on to the next generation. So I want to thank you for your commitment to that. And again, for, I think, setting a table where we were able to unleash an economic bonanza for the Latino community. Again, low unemployment, high labor participation rates, high wage increases, home ownership. Again, we benefited from that. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. We're setting records on jobs. You see that? And for the Hispanic community, 2.1 million people back to work already.
That's right.
So we're very proud of that. Thank you very much, Dan. John, please.
Thank you, Mr. President, for allowing us to be here today. What an honor to be here, not only as an American, but a Hispanic American. I could trace my family roots to this country decades before the Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock. Yeah, yeah, and yet hardworking Americans growing up in poverty, youngest of 8 kids, no dad. It was through those conservative American ideals, those that you are fighting for every single day. I was raised by this great woman who had the responsibility of raising 8 kids by herself.
Correct.
No running water. But through hard work, staying in school, getting a good education, and taking advantage of the American dream, I'm here sitting across the table from the President of the United States. What an honor. That's the American dream. Thank you, sir. I want to say, coming from New Mexico, now the 3rd largest energy producing state in the country, some of the most richest producing oil fields in the world, they rival, some say maybe more than Saudi Arabia. It is because of your policies, sir, that have unleashed American energy that makes this country now energy independence. And in New Mexico, that translates into jobs. And you know, the majority of those jobs, Mr. President, are Hispanic workers. They may not have a college education or a degree, but you know what? They're working in the oil field making $100,000 a year for their families. They're able to buy homes, send their kids to school, buy a truck. That's the American dream. And so I want to let you know, for the great state of New Mexico, the people, the Hispanics, the largest percentage of Hispanics of any state in the nation, we want to say thank you. And we hope that you continue with your second administration, sir, so that you continue to bring the American dream to all Americans, especially Hispanics.
That's great, John. And you know the wall is going up, and it's a big factor in New Mexico. We're giving you tremendous safety, security, like never before. But the wall is going up.
Yes, sir.
It's going up. A big chunk of it is going up in New Mexico, so you know that, and I know they're very happy about it.
And they appreciate national security and public safety. That big, beautiful wall, but it has big gates for the people who want to enter our nation
Absolutely.
properly, legally, they're able to do it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mr. President, thank you. Mario Rodriguez, Hispanic 100. First of all, as a son of a Korean Vietnam veteran, I want to thank you for what you've done for the veterans in this country. Thank you so much. I remember my dad and mom complaining that it took them so long to get an appointment with the VA. And now you have taken care of that for them, and for that we thank you. And we also thank you for the opportunity zones, what you're doing on that. I'm building single-family homes in Santa Ana, which is opportunity zone, and it's flourishing. And we're taking these areas that are downridden areas, and they're going in the next 5 years, you're going to see them flourish, and it's going to be incredible what you're doing in the opportunity zones in this country. And one thing I can't thank you enough for what you've tried to do for these DACA recipients. You put something on the table that was very fair. We run a mentorship program, and I spoke to one of my mentees, and she's a DACA recipient. And I put on the table what you had on your initiative, what you put forward. And I said, you tell me, and I don't want to forget about the politics, but you tell me if you think this is a fair start. And she said, absolutely. And what was really disappointing is that the Democrats are using these young adults as political pawns, and that's just totally unacceptable in this country.
We had a deal on DACA, and the Democrats broke it. We had a deal, it was a done deal, and then they broke it, and now, as you know, we start the process all over again, but we're going to take care of DACA. They're not going to have anything to worry about. But we did have a deal on DACA, and the Democrats decided not to make the deal. So
And it was a very, very fair deal, too.
It was a great deal.
It really was very disheartening.
We'll take care of it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. President, good afternoon. Alfredo Ortiz, President and CEO of Job Creators Network, an organization that was started by Bernie Marcus, one of our greatest entrepreneur stories, started the Home Depot. An amazing patriot and entrepreneur. We're proud to have created an organization over the past 10 years that literally went from zero to over 500,000 small business owners in this country. As you correctly identified, pretty much from the first day of your presidency, small business is not only the backbone of our country, but the backbone of our communities. Just before COVID, they were really experiencing some of the best growth they had ever seen. Hispanics, in particular, were seeing some of the best growth they had also seen from a small business perspective. In general, with the highest, some of the highest home ownership on record, as you know, lowest unemployment in history. It really had been an amazing run. I know we had this little blip in COVID, but as you just correctly identified, over 2 million jobs in the last 2 months were created that were actually Hispanic. And so we're very excited. I'm very excited to be here also from a personal perspective. I am the son of, I am a proud American of Mexican descent. I'm the son of 2 immigrants. My dad was a tailor, my mom was a housekeeper. So to go from literally picking trash and cleaning toilets to sitting here having this conversation with you, only in this country could this happen. So I'm proud to be here.
Well, we had a great gentleman here yesterday, you know that, right? The President of Mexico. And we had a tremendous dialogue going. We're working very well with Mexico, as you know.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't think that was going to happen, and it happened beyond anybody's expectations, so it was really good. It's a great day. Brooke, would you like to say something?
Well, thank you. It just strikes me, Steve talked about school choice, Daniel talked about deregulation, John talked about the energy independence, Mario talked about opportunity zones. You just finished talking about jobs. This is what you're fighting for. This is your vision, and to have seen it executed and implemented and the results over the last 3.5 years is really remarkable. So thank you all for being here and for being such warriors for the cause of liberty. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Mr. President. My name is Eduardo Verasteri. I am an actor and a filmmaker. I am from Mexico, but I work in both Mexico and United States. So I produce films, and our mission is to make films that hopefully not only will entertain, but hopefully will make a difference in people's lives, because we know how media influence how people think. Thank you for your leadership in defending the unborn. As you know, Mexicans, the majority of Mexicans support the right to life. And thank you for defending life in America and in Latin America. Without a doubt, you are the best, the greatest pro-life president in the history of the United States. Thank you for that. Thank you for your leadership in the USMCA. I'm from Mexico, so I was very proud to what happened last night, and I'm very, it's a win-win for Mexico and United States, but I'm convinced that very soon, Mexico will be the #1 partner trading of the United States. God bless you, and let's make Mexico, America, and Mexico great together.
That's happening.
God bless you. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Robert?
Mr. President, what can I tell you? I'm so blessed to be here in the most prosperous country in the world, the greatest country in the world, and we're so blessed to have you as our leader as we continue to build this country and continue to make it the most prosperous nation in the world. I'm Bob Unanue, 3rd generation. I'm CEO and president of Goya Foods Inc., a multi-billion-dollar company with facilities all over the United States, the Caribbean, and Spain. We have about 4,500 employees. We call La Gran Familia Goya, the great Goya family. And these people, we haven't been back to work because we never stopped. We never stopped working. We doubled our efforts. And I asked the guys and gals, and I said, hey, this is tough. And they said, look, if we don't do it, nobody will. And they said, presente, they said, count on us. My grandfather left Spain at 18 years old on a steamship in 1904 with a lot of other European people who, the economy over there was not the most prosperous in the world. So they came to the United States through Puerto Rico. In 1936, he was importing products from Spain. That was the Spanish Civil War. That dried up. He established Goya Foods on 20th Street in Manhattan. At that time, it was a butter and egg market. Now you have Boulay and all these great restaurants and all the marvelous things in New York. But anyway, we're all over the United States. And the United States, after Mexico, is the largest Hispanic country in the world. By 2050, we will be 1/3 of the population. Prosperity is what we need to faith in God, prosperity, to work hard and to build. You are an incredible builder, and that I tell our people, our family, look, we're just beginning, because as the country grows, as the Hispanic community grows, we continue to grow, and that is the American dream. That's our success in the future. Thank you.
Great job. Really great job. So we'll be speaking outside in a little while in the Rose Garden, and I look forward to seeing you out there, media, and thank you all very much.
All right, Mr.
President, what constitutes an open school in your mind?
Do you have a reaction to the Supreme Court rulings today, Mr. President?
Well, the rulings were basically starting all over again, sending everything back down to the lower courts, and you start all over again. And so from a certain point, I'm satisfied. From another point, I'm not satisfied, because frankly, this is a political witch hunt, the likes of which nobody's ever seen before. It's a pure witch hunt. It's a hoax, just like the Mueller investigation was a hoax that I won. And this is another hoax. This is purely political. I win at the federal level, and we won very decisively, and so they sent it into New York. And you know what's going on in New York. Everyone's leaving. It's turned out to be a hellhole, and they better do something about it because people are leaving New York. But this is a political witch hunt. It just continues. It's been from before I got here, when Obama and Biden and everybody else was spying on my campaign illegally. They were illegally spying on my campaign. And it's a very grave crime. It's the biggest political crime in the history of our country. And I want to thank the Hispanic Americans for being with me. You're great people. Thank you very much.
All right, let's go. Caitlin, what about...
All right, hold on, folks. We're going to be switching over to outside of the White House, where President Trump is going to be delivering his speech. So give me a second while we switch over to outside of the White House, where President Trump is set to deliver his speech right now. That's how these people are, folks. These people are crazy sometimes. So we'll be switching over to the White House in just a moment here as we get ready to go for President Trump, who is set to deliver his speech very soon.
That he's looking down from heaven and very proud.
All right, folks, so I guess the hot mic is on, so give me a second as I switch over to the White House here. Just give me 1 second while I switch over to the White House, where President Trump is set to deliver his speech and also sign the executive order. So give me a second here. All right, folks, we should be good now. Please share the live stream on social media. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button. Thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. Let Patriots know in the chat that the hot mic is now on. All right, folks, so we're sending notifications right now for the president's speech and executive order signing. So make sure you guys please share the live stream on social media and don't forget to click that thumbs up button. I don't think anybody got notified today by YouTube, but if you did get a YouTube notification, let me know in the chat. Where's that? I would like to give a big thank you to Lorraine Jordan for your help and your support through Super Chat. Thank you so much for your help.
I don't think they're what's underneath it. I'm like, see that
Water break. Stop around here. I know what. Because I think you will see that.
All right, folks, so it looks like we have a little bit of time, so please share the live stream on social media and don't forget to click that thumbs up button. Let me know if you got notified by YouTube or if you got notified by text message. Let us know in the chat.
Podium check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get out there? Everybody good?
I wasn't comfortable going in and just having a little ambient noise. I'm like, man, that's not, I don't like that.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Microphone check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Microphone check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're good?
Thank you.
Microphone check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Microphone check. You good?
Announce check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Announce check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Announce check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Announce check. 1, 2.
Good meeting
So I think that hat is really cool.
Thanks. I appreciate it. You look great in your hat.
I do. I work for
Claro que sí. Recuérdame tu nombre.
Thank you. After you.
¿Y el tuyo era?
All right, folks. So I'd like to give a big thank you to everyone that is sharing the live stream on social media. Thank you so much to all the patriots that are sharing it on Facebook and Twitter and Gab and Reddit and Parler. Thank you so much for your help and your support. If you haven't yet, please share the live stream on social media. The best way to help out Golden State Times is by sharing the stream, clicking the thumbs up button, and saying hello in the chat.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Well, thank you very much, please. Great honor to be with you in the beautiful Rose Garden on a sweltering day. But I do want to thank you all for being here as we proudly launch the White House Hispanic Prosperity Initiative. Very exciting. Very exciting. Thank you. With this very exciting new effort, we will deliver a future of greater promise, opportunity, and freedom for our nations. Really, it's a treasure. You are a treasure. The Hispanic Americans and the Hispanic American community is a treasure. Thank you. We're thrilled to be joined today by Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos. Thank you, Betsy. Thank you. Secretary of Commerce, Wilbur Ross. Thank you, Wilbur. Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Ben Carson. Thank you, Ben. Small Business Administrator, Jovita Carranza. Thank you, Jovita. Very popular, Jovita. And Representative Mike Garcia. Good, thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, Mike. That was a big win, huh? Biggest in 22 years, they say, huh? First time in 22 years. That's a good one. Well, you got something special going, right? Thank you, Mike. Great job. Yesterday, I was delighted to host my friend, President Lopez Obrador of Mexico, here in the White House and affirm the close and continued friendship between the United States and Mexico. It's never been better. The executive order I will sign in a few moments will expand our efforts across all of federal government to deliver educational and economic opportunity for Hispanic Americans. At the heart of our strategy to create a prosperous future for every Hispanic American, as well as all Americans, is a great family of education. We are going to have a tremendous program, and we have, and you know, we're a believer in choice. Choice. The other folks don't believe in choice, and choice is a great civil rights issue and maybe the great one of our times. I'm going to fight to ensure that every Hispanic American parent has the freedom and the right to send your child to the public, private, charter, faith-based, magnet, home, or independent school of your choice. And school choice is an incredible issue in many ways. It's a political issue, I agree. Most people agree with us. The smart ones definitely agree with us. But it's also a moral issue, and it really is a fundamental issue of civil rights. No American student should ever be trapped in a failing government school, which has happened so often for so many years. It's one of the problems you see when you see these cities going up in flame. One of the most successful educational models is the charter school, which has been under unceasing attack from the radical left. Charter schools have been incredible, but they're under attack, and you know why they're under attack. More than 1 million Hispanic American children currently attend charter schools, and nearly 1 in 3 charter school students is Hispanic American. I'm proud that under my administration, we've delivered $1.5 billion for public charter schools. That's a record. As long as I'm president, I will never let your charter schools be taken away from you, be taken down. I will never let you down. I will never let Hispanic American or any American down. That I can tell you. Under our leadership, the Hispanic American high school graduation rate has reached an all-time high in the history of our country, and the dropout rate has reached an all-time low in the history of our country. We've also delivered a $1 billion grant for minority-serving institutions, including Hispanic-serving institutions of higher learning. Our new Hispanic Prosperity Initiative will also expand access to trade schools, something that's been really badly missing. Trade schools, so important. Work-based learning and vocational education, so important. Vocational. When I was young growing up, I used to see vocational school, Edison Vocational School. That meant people with a great talent, but a talent different than history and math and other things, but they had the same talent or far greater than many of the A students that studied other things. Vocational school. Great people, great talent, and they do very well. They do very well. Through our pledge to the American worker, we've already made available 16 million apprenticeships and training opportunities for the jobs of tomorrow. To bring jobs and prosperity to our most distressed communities, we created nearly 9,000 opportunity zones. That's been a great success, a tremendous. Tim Scott of South Carolina has helped me so much. Which have already brought nearly $100 billion in investment to neighborhoods where millions of Hispanic Americans live. And you see it, so many of you already today, and speaking with you, you said what a difference that made. Before the plague from China came in, you know what that is? That's the China virus. Before it came in and hit us, we achieved the lowest Hispanic American unemployment rate and the lowest poverty rate ever recorded, history of our country ever recorded. And we're getting back to it very quickly. We achieved the highest ever incomes for Hispanic Americans and many other American groups and communities. We built the greatest economy in history, not only for our country, but for the world. We were number one by far. China had the worst year in 67 years. They weren't happy with what was going. They were going in the wrong direction. And then the plague came in. But together we will do it again, and we will do it very quickly, and we're already doing it. We will achieve a swift, full, and complete recovery for Hispanic Americans and the Hispanic American community, and we're doing it very, very rapidly. Our strategy focuses on sheltering the most vulnerable, including older Americans and nursing home residents, while allowing those at lower risk, such as young and healthy children in many cases. The immune system is so powerful, so strong. But the young and the healthy to safely return to work and to school. We have to open our schools. Open our schools. Stop this nonsense. We open our schools. Germany, Norway, So many countries right now, they're open, the schools are open, and they're doing just fine, and they're opening in the fall. So we have to get our schools open. Denmark, Sweden, we have to get our schools open and stop this political nonsense. And it's only political nonsense. It's politics. They don't want to open because they think it will help them on November 3rd. I think it's going to hurt them on November 3rd. Open your schools. At the same time, we're unleashing the scientific brilliance of our people. We have multiple effective therapies in use already, with more being developed, and you have to see some of them. The results are looking incredible. And we are on track to produce a vaccine in record time and very, very soon. It's going to be announced, I believe, very, very soon. So we have therapies and we have vaccines. Utilizing these advances and the skill of our doctors and nurses, we have dramatically reduced mortality rates. We have among the lowest mortality rate anywhere in the world. We've done a great job, whether it's ventilators or anything you want to look at. Testing, we test so many people, then we have more cases. Everybody says, we have so many cases. That's because we test so many people. We're up to approximately 40 million tests, going up to 45 very quickly. So we have tests. Other countries don't do tests like we do. So we show cases. Other countries don't show cases. But what we do have is we have perhaps the lowest, but among the lowest, but perhaps the lowest mortality rate, death rate, anywhere in the world. And that's a tremendous sign as to what we're doing and what our doctors have learned and the kind of things that we're using. It's an incredible number, statistically an incredible number. A policy of never-ending lockdowns, month after month, would ultimately do more harm than good to public health, and so bad for our children. As a result, it really is more loss of life. We can't do that. We have to get back now. We did it right. We saved millions of lives by what we did. We shut it down. We saved millions of lives. I put a ban on China, heavily infected. I put a ban on Europe very early, both of them very early. We saved millions of lives. Now it's time to get back to work. A lot of people were against those bans, and now they admit, most of those same people admit that ban was the greatest thing. It saved so many lives. Crucially, we realize that the health of a nation's economy is fundamental to the health of its people. In the last 2 months, we have begun the fastest economic comeback in history, including an increase in Hispanic American employment of more than 2.1 million jobs. It's a record. The Hispanic Prosperity Initiative will help build on this program. I will be naming a leader of incredible vision, former Lieutenant Governor of New Mexico, John Sanchez. And I know he's here. John, I'd love to have you come up and say a few words, please. Please, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. What an honor it is to be here with you and everybody else here in our nation's capital. Let me say, from a young boy who grew up in absolute poverty, the youngest of 8 kids with a single mother, I understand what it is for the challenges facing all families, but especially Hispanic families in this country. But because of her leadership through personal responsibility, stay in school, get a good education, we have lived the American dream. As a young boy, I used to go and search for cardboard boxes out of the trash cans of grocery stores because we didn't have the soles, Mr. President, on our shoes. We would hope and pray that it wouldn't rain so the cardboard wouldn't melt on our way to school. Here now, almost 50 years later, I stand next to the most powerful man in the world, in the most powerful city in the world, at the White House with all of you fine folks. Today, I have lived the American dream. I look at my brand new black shoes. That's the American dream. Mr. President, your leadership when it comes to job creation, education reform, choice when it comes to education will allow this country to fulfill its American dream. I'm honored to be here with you, Mr. President. Your great leadership, making America great. We stand with you. We'll keep America great under your leadership. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Great job, John. Thank you very much. Great honor. I'll also be appointing the CEO and President of Goya Foods, Bob Unanue, please. Please, Bob. Thank you very much, Bob.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Good afternoon, everyone. It's such an honor and such a blessing to be here in the greatest country in the world, the most prosperous country in the world, and we continue to grow. And that's what we're here to do today. Our company was founded in 1936 by my grandfather, who left Spain at only 18 years old. Did not know where he was heading, but he was heading and looking for opportunity and prosperity, and he found it in this great country. Today, our company is a multi-billion-dollar company with thousands of employees and with facilities all around the globe. We have a tremendous group of what we call La Gran Familia Goya, the Goya family, the great Goya family. And these are people, I told the president earlier, we haven't gone back to work, we never stopped working. Because when I asked our group, our family, this is going to be a tough thing, they said, look, Bob, if we don't do it, nobody will. And they stood up and they worked, and we continue to work day and night to provide much needed food and nutrition to this country. Today, it gives me great honor, and by the way, we're all truly blessed at the same time to have a leader like President Trump, who is a builder. And that's what my grandfather did. He came to this country to build, to grow, to prosper. And so we have an incredible builder, and we pray. We pray for our leadership, our president, and we pray for our country that we will continue to prosper and to grow. Today, I have an announcement to make that the Gran Familia Goya wanted to share with all of you. There's a great need today in food banks around the country. Food is being depleted. Hopefully, as the summer ends, we have new crops coming forward, but right now there is a shortage. So our employees and some partners we have in the industry wanted to donate 1 million cans of Goya chickpeas and 1 million pounds of food. And these are all products made in the United States, steel from United States Steel, Silgan containers, Producers Rice Mill in Arkansas donating food, our farmers, and again, all of our products, a lot of our products are grown here in the United States, made in America. And we're very proud to give back to this nation, to the food banks, which are going to be needing some of that important food, something that we do all year, but in particular at this special time, we wanted to make that gift. So God bless you all. We hope that we continue to prosper and grow in this great country, and give thanks to God. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Great. Thank you, Bob. It's very nice. We're also grateful to be joined by future commission members standing behind me: Mario Rodriguez, Steve Cortez, Lourdes Aguirre, Jose Fuentes, Cassandra Garcia Meade, Chris Garcia, Jesus Marquez, David Olivencia, Alfredo Ortiz. Thank you all very much for being here. Thank you very much. Great group of people. We just had a fantastic meeting. Hispanic Americans are cherished members of our national family. They have been an integral part of building this country throughout all of American history. Over generations, Hispanic Americans have started countless small businesses, inspired our communities, and served our country in every way imaginable. As police officers, service members, Border Patrol agents, pastors, teachers, and business leaders, they're incredible. Now Hispanic Americans are watching as the cities they help build, the communities they help police, the businesses they created, and the dreams they pursued are being threatened by an extreme movement that wants to tear everything down. At the center of this movement is an aggressive effort to defund the police, if you can even believe that. Defund the police, think about that. It's a sad, sad thing. These people are crazy. They are crazy, which would inflict great harm on our hardworking Latino communities. Great harm. Many immigrants came to the United States in order to leave countries where the rule of law had been eroded, and they don't want those same conditions to be replicated here. They don't want them back. They know what it is firsthand. They know what happens when the police cannot protect the innocent, when the rule of law is destroyed, when justice becomes an instrument of vengeance. Hispanic Americans, they know. They're hardworking patriots who support our police, protect our communities, and believe strongly in the rule of law. I will stand arm in arm with the Hispanic community to ensure that every child in America can grow up in safety, security, dignity, and in peace. We believe that the timeless principles of the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution are all shared, and they have to be shared in a big, beautiful heritage of all Americans. Whether you're a first-generation American or a fifth-generation American, this is your home. American history is your history. It's about you. It's about your family. It's about our country. And the American dream belongs equally to you. American heroes inspire us all, and their legacy falls to all of us to cherish and to protect and to revere. Every American, no matter your background, is entitled to a government that puts your needs and your families first. Americans of all walks of life are united by the same noble ideas and the same fundamental designs for good schools, strong families, safe communities, and abundant opportunity. And I will not rest until we have delivered this future for every community, not only the Hispanic community, which is doing so well, but every community in our land. Together we will write the next great chapter of the American adventure, and we will defend the greatness of America for your children, for your children's children, and for generations to come. Before signing this executive order, which is such an important executive order, I'd like to invite Secretary DeVos to come up and say a few words, followed by Administrator Carranza. Please come up, Betsy. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. President, for your leadership on this initiative. As you have noted, education opens the door to prosperity and opportunity. And Hispanic students, like all students, need to have the freedom and choice to find their education fit. Mr. President, you have led in advancing opportunity for Hispanic students by supporting Hispanic-serving higher ed institutions, by expanding the opportunities for charter schools, by expanding the DC Opportunity Scholarship Program right here in the district. And there's still more to do, because all Hispanic students across our country need to have the opportunity to choose their right education fit. They need to have school choice. We know this is broadly supported by Hispanic families. 80% of them support this notion of ensuring their children and their grandchildren have that opportunity. So thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership in ensuring that all Hispanic students have that chance at the American dream. Thanks, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Can't believe I blinked at you, President. Thank you, Mr. President. It's a tremendous honor to be part of an administration so dedicated to helping Latino entrepreneurs during this extraordinary time in our country. As the daughter of first-generation Mexican Americans, I know firsthand how important opportunity is toward promoting upward mobility and enabling the American dream. Creating opportunities is the central goal behind the President's new executive order establishing the White House Hispanic Prosperity Initiative, designed to help Hispanic Americans reach their dreams through innovative education and career pathways. Under your leadership, Mr. President, Latinos have been the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in the country, and we want to see that continue. Hola. Soy Jovita Carranza, administradora de la SBA, Es un honor ser parte del gabinete de la administración Trump, que está dedicada a ayudar a los empresarios latinos durante estos tiempos difíciles. Como hija de padres mexicanos americanos, sé lo importante que es tener oportunidades para alcanzar el sueño americano. La meta del presidente Trump es ayudar a los latinos a alcanzar sus sueños a través de la educación innovadora y carreras. Por eso es fundamental este orden executive para nuestra comunidad. Recuerden, la comunidad hispana tiene un aliado en la SBA y un amigo en la Casa Blanca y que se dedica a nuestra comunidad. Este presidente es una persona fina. Gracias.
Hey, Mike, maybe you'd come up just and say a real quick word, because it's about, like setting records out here. But come on up. This man is such a big star now. California, you win in California, you got to be good. A Republican. We're going to have a lot of Republicans winning in California, Mike, I think. Please.
I hope so. I think it's the beginning of something great in California, personally, Mr. President. Thank you for the honor of being here today. It's a huge honor to be here with my Hispanic brothers and sisters, leaders in your communities, leaders in your respective businesses. I am the American dream. I am a first-generation American. My dad immigrated here from Mexico when he was 9 years old. I had the opportunity to serve my country in the U.S. Navy, flying the most powerful strike fighter jets in the world, the F-18 off aircraft carriers in combat operations. And now I'm sitting here as a member of Congress on the lawn of the White House. So I'd like to just echo the President's comments that now is the time where we need to unite as Americans and really realize what this fight is all about. It's about freedom. It's about liberties. It's about fighting like it's 1776 all over again. That's how real this fight is. So I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be serving my country again at this most critical time in our nation's history. And Mr. President, thank you for your leadership. Brothers and sisters, thank you for being here today.
Thank you very much.
Huge honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ben. Ben Carson, please come up just for a minute. Say a few words, Ben. You've done such a great job. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ben.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, and thank you all for being here today. You know, it's so important, the emphasis that you have placed on opportunity. And you asked the White House Council on Opportunity Revitalization to look at those communities that were particularly affected in the COVID-19. And we looked at that. And not just the fact that there was more hypertension and diabetes, and obesity, asthma, but to look another layer underneath that and to deal with that. And that's what we're doing under your leadership. And, you know, every single person in our society is worth saving. We only have 330 million people. Sounds like a lot, but it's a quarter of what China has, a quarter of what India has. And we're going to have to compete with them in the future, so we need to develop all of our people. And your emphasis on education and educational choice will be the thing that really distinguishes and liberates our people. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Ben. So now I'm going to go and sign a very important document, one that we've been working on for a long time, and I just want to congratulate the Hispanic American community. Incredible people. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. God bless America. Thank you very much.
All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us here at Golden State Times. It looks like President Trump is not going to take any questions. So thank you so much for joining us here at Golden State Times. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for choosing us as your stream of choice. If you are new to the channel, we encourage you to subscribe and click that notification bell. Also, let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys missed the White House press briefing from earlier with Kayleigh McEnany, it should be uploaded to the channel. If you can't find it, it should also come up on your screen, and it should also be pinned to the very top of the comment section below. So make sure you guys go and check it out. Thank you so much, folks, and we'll see you very soon. Peace. All right, folks, so that was for the upload. If you guys missed the president's speech, we are uploading it onto the channel right now. So we'll let you guys know. We'll be back on the microphone once it's uploaded, so you guys can click on the link and head over to the video. Thank you so much. All right, folks. So we have uploaded the video onto the channel. So if you guys want to check it out, if you guys missed it, or even if you didn't miss it, and you want to help out Golden State Times, head over to the video, give it a thumbs up, and share it on social media. Also, let us know if any of you guys got notified by YouTube of that upload. Let us know in the chat.